Have you considered resigning?
Well, I think the important thing here again is we're very focused on safety, and my clear intent is to continue to lead on the front of safety and quality and integrity.
Boeing CEO talking to reporters for the first time since his company's crisis over the 737 MAX.
We've confirmed that the MCAS system, as originally designed, did meet our design and safety analysis criteria and our certification criteria. Those are standard processes that have worked for decades and will continue to work.
But the MCAS is an automation system suspected of causing 2 deadly crashes, pushing the nose of those planes down unprompted. The pilots unable to recover the resulting dives. Dennis Muhlenberg's comments come on the heels of a weekend that brought an avalanche of negative news. First, Southwest Airlines saying Boeing didn't tell it a key safety feature was deactivated on its MAX jets. The feature is called an angle of attack disagree alert. It tells pilots when the 2 sensors measuring the plane's pitch aren't reading the same information like they should. That alert could clue pilots into malfunctions of the plane's MCAS automation feature, which went awry on Lion Air Flight 610 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302. Boeing said in a statement Monday it did not intentionally or otherwise deactivate that alert, but that the feature was not activated as intended. But Muhlenberg defended the alert's absence Monday.
What pilots care about are things like altitude, airspeed, heading, pitch, and roll. That's what they fly. Those indicators are in the flight deck today.
Muhlenberg's defense falling flat for 737 MAX pilots. One American Airlines pilot told Newsey Muhlenberg's circular logic doesn't make any sense. It's worth noting every pilot on every plane uses the factors Muhlenberg described. Jets like the 737 are much more complex, and pilots require much more information. Dennis Tager, a pilot for American and spokesperson for Americans Pilots Union, says Muhlenberg's statement almost completely dismisses the human factors going on in such a complex emergency close to the ground. American Airlines planes are also set up to have that AOA disagree alert, but American says it was never deactivated.
It looks like what he's doing is classic bet hedging.
Brian Kabateck is a lawyer suing Boeing over the Lion Air Flight 610 crash. He says Boeing is trying to move the case to Indonesia, and he filed a motion Monday to get Boeing to say that.
What I want Boeing to do is declare their intent if they're going to bring the motion. If they're going to bring the motion, then let's fight it out. They know if they can move the case to Indonesia, they're going to be in a country with no jury, no punitive damages, and a country that probably will do everything it can to keep the damages very low.
Boeing faces dozens of lawsuits, and now fresh allegations of slapdash work at its South Carolina plant, which turns out the 787. On top of all of that, the FAA issuing a new requirement Monday that all 787s be reviewed for potentially faulty parts. If lightning strikes the planes, the FAA says they could leak hydraulic fluid, which is critical for controlling the plane. All of those developments in the days, even hours, ahead of Muhlenberg's news conference.
When we design a system, understand that these airplanes are flown in the hands of pilots. And in some cases, our system safety analysis includes not only the engineering design, but also the actions that pilots would take as part of a failure scenario, right? That's all baked into a system end-to-end analysis.
Offering some non-answers, shifting blame.
You couldn't have possibly designed a system that would activate 21 times, pushing the nose of the plane down to the point of an unrecoverable dive.
Yeah. Again, if you take a look at the end-to-end system procedure that's assigned with this, some cases those procedures were not completely followed.
And taking few questions.
346 people died. Can you answer a few questions here about that?